4 years ago. Wait, no, actually 5 years ago. I just did the math. Holy crap, I've been around for too long. We had a map that was created by a member of my community. It might have been Shulker. I'm not actually sure. But anyways, Shulker helped make this version, and it was a map called Moldy Pizza. And we kind of forgot about Moldy Pizza, because Moldy Pizza is kind of forgettable. Unless you take a bite out of it, you probably remember that forever. And here we have a Moldy Pizza, okay? Now, this is also rather unique. We're doing a 2v2v2v2. So we have a bit of a team game here, and I'll get the introductions into the teams. And then we'll break down the map, because there's some really cool aspects to this one and many different ways you can play it. In the orange, we have Dominius, a.k.a. the player who made a One Villager Wonder in that video a couple weeks ago. Anyways, it was a treat. The Dominius is quite solid. He's playing as the Sicilians. He is teamed with... What have they done? He's teamed with Red, but they're not next to each other. So... his teammate is Afro-Arab69. They are far away from each other, which is honestly going to spice things up even more, so I don't hate it too much. I'm not letting them replay this. I'm not, okay? Guys, this was a replay because they screwed up the settings in the previous one, so we're just going to keep rolling. The next team has Toasty. Toasty's playing as the Hindustanis. And Toasty is teamed with Nanashi, who is on the other side of the map, who says Love Finds a Way, playing as the Britons. Moving on to the next team, we have the best team name possible. Oh, wait, no, never mind. They're on separate teams. Okay, well, we have Desvolt, who's a very experienced member playing as the Turks in the blue. Desvolt was around back then. He knows the Moldy Pizza way, so he's a threat. And he is teamed with 346 raccoons. This pizza looks so big and so moldy, there probably would be 346 raccoons going after it if this was real life, so it makes sense. Raccoons are pretty feisty. Which reminds me of a raccoon story, which I may tell later, I don't know. And then last but not least, we have Silent Aces, who's in the gray over here, playing as the Goths, teamed alongside... Save a Teuton Foundation. I do not believe this is a real foundation. However, I give green props for the name, and I'm kind of rooting for green. As well as yellow. Like, I hope these guys are somehow allies, even though the game has them destined to be enemies forever. Now, guys, you can tell that this is an old map because there's no shorefish on the shoreline here, right? Like, present-day water maps, you always have shorefish on the shoreline because back then you couldn't drop off food from the dock. Or, sorry, from with villagers to the dock. So you just build the dock, and then you leave. So, fortunately, some of the deep fish are actually spawning rather close, so players can do that here. That really tells you how long ago we're talking. Now, the way this map works is, you have a monument in the middle. That is one way your team can win the game. Is just by holding the monument as a team until that hits 0. But the other way you can win the game is by killing people's kings. And the kings do explode in this game mode. Now, as a small little side note, Shulker told me, I'm not sure if this works with exploding kings. I didn't test it. So we might have a situation where the monument gets destroyed again, as we had, I don't know how long ago now. There are penguins in the middle that I don't believe attack. Shulker said he added these because of the game where I was attacked by a penguin, which was a bug in a tournament last year. We made a song out of it. That's kind of cool. And then also, there's surprises in the woodlines, guys. If you look, you might see things up out of these trees. Now, I hadn't told the players what they are. And I feel really bad about this. I'm pretty sure they're Furious the Monkey Boys. I don't know which trees. I don't know if it's all the trees, but let's just wait and see. Okay, no Monkey Boys there. There is a point where there will be cheat code Monkey Boys hopping out of these trees, and they one-shot everything. So this is going to get really painful at some point, but I just don't remember the specifics. So obviously you have water to fish with, which players are doing. In the middle, you can actually sail in with some ships. So if you walk over here and you dock, you could sail into the middle. You can't go on the snow. Kind of hurts my eyes to look at it, but you can go on the ice. I love Yellow. Yellow is one of my favorite players I've seen in the game in a long time. And Yellow says, what did the scout say when he discovered a herd of sheep? You won't believe what I found. Nice. Dominius didn't appreciate the joke. And I now hope that Dominius gets destroyed in this game. This is always interesting. There's like a passageway players could use to access the other, but players are starting to wall that up. And we're actually seeing Dominius speak to his teammate. I think Afro-Arab is lower ranked. So he's getting some tips here on the other side of things. Do we have a villager stat screen on this Cav Archers? We have Eco. So it's here, Shulker. But Shulker, can you remind me about the monkey situation? Am I incorrect on that or what? Oh, God. It's a penguin! It's an angry penguin! And 346 raccoons is being attacked by a penguin. Not a sentence you thought that you would hear today, and that's bad. Okay, that's really bad. So it's not monkey boys. It's just penguins that hop out. Got it. And I imagine they're just hidden in these random trees. I don't know if it's a certain type of tree. But that ain't cool. I'm going to keep an eye out on the woodlines for the time being, as we wait for the players to eventually reach up towards Castle Age and whatever else. I imagine the goal is to make it to Castle Age. Now, I was just talking about this, and it's really interesting. Like, the amount of comments that you get on videos where players just I can't speak, sorry. They get put through a whole lot of crap. The amount of intrigue and interest there seems to be from viewers when there's just struggle and nightmarish things happening for players is really fascinating. I think we're all a little sick in the head, right? We like to be like, he's losing 5 villagers to a penguin. We feel bad for him, but we can't help but realize how funny it is. So, oh God. Oh, there's a penguin there, and Nanashi is getting destroyed by penguins. And Green is as well. Now, Green noticed right away, it does look like the penguins are rather vulnerable. They only have 15 HP. So it's a balanced penguin attack. There was 3 villagers killed. And Teal didn't even notice. So we'll see if villagers wander over there again. And Afro-Arab says, what does my Civ do? I wonder, I guess these penguins don't attack? Or do they only attack villagers? Also, Toasty went scouts for the middle to clear up all the scouts there and hold the middle control. You do get resources when you have control of the monument, so that's helpful. And Teal realizes now and says, oh, right, surprises. Brings the scout over, wants to kill the penguin. Who wins? Scout versus penguin. And so that is definitely going towards the penguin. And now Teal's a little unsure on things and wants to trap the penguin in. Is going to make a zoo over here. They attack the same as wolves. Okay, so they would attack spears. They would attack archers. They would attack knights. Oh, it actually looks like some penguins have actually gone down here to make this path. Okay, so the spearmen probably were fighting off the penguins. Green says, hey, T90, a penguin didn't just kill 3 of my villas, just so you know. Okay, good. Thank you for informing me, Green. That's really good to hear. Sometimes I just miss things, guys, and it's important that these players let me know. This is cool, though. I kind of like the base setup, how these players have made gates in the opening here on their own little slice of pie. I like that. It is Red's turn to be attacked by a penguin. I did warn the players there were surprises, and I did also spoil that it would be in woodlines. But it seems like if you notice, it's not too bad, and it should happen a similar amount to everybody. So, penguin F my woodline. Oh, here's another one. Look how angry the penguin is. Look at him peck his face. Yeah, he looks so happy about it. That's pretty freaky, man. Did they ever make a killer penguin movie? If not, they should. I'm not a big horror movie type of guy, but I'd be all over it. Look at him go. Sounds like a really stupid, like, B-tier 80s horror movie. All right, there goes another penguin. Just running. Forget about moldy pizza. This is going to be all about penguins, man. There he goes. Chasing the pikeman. Pikeman's having none of it. Oh. I guess the movement speed is similar. Is he trying to round up all the penguins right now? Ah, ruined. Okay, well, now there's 2 penguins outside of Green's houses, so he's got to be careful. Again, eco count's important to indicate how strong a player is. And Dominius has 60 eco. And he's Turks, which is a great civilization if you can have gold control in the long term. You can kind of do... Well, some of the best things for this map, right? Like Cav Archers and Hussars could be great on land. Siege. They have good navy as well, which a lot of people forget about. And Red is now on the way to Castle Age. We've got a couple other players who are on the way to Castle Age too. It does seem like the teams are pretty balanced, right? There's only one team that has 2 players in Castle Age right now, so we did a good job balancing this. There's not a mainstream penguin horror movie I can see. Well, it's probably because penguins are always considered cute, right? Like no one ever like wants to make a penguin see evil. So that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, God, we've got a penguin here in the woodline for 346 raccoons. And 346 raccoons realizes, loses 3 villagers. That seems to be the average. Not too bad. And Green, I guess, was attacking Teal's scout, regrets it, apologizes for it. And again, we're just waiting for the build-up, where initially, at least, it is going to be a focus on the monument. Eventually, we could see King Snipes. Big penguin likes to hide. How evil they are. Well, on the topic of penguins, I will actually be... Holy Stonewall's here from Red. That's actually kind of smart. Oh, towers as well. I will actually be seeing penguins when I eventually make it over to Australia in a month and a half. And if you happen to be watching from Australia, I'm hoping to organize some type of meetup. I know Australia's freaking massive. I might not be able to meet everybody, but if I can coordinate it on top of everything with my vacation plans, I figured since I'm not going to be in Australia again anytime soon, because it's kind of super far, that I should maybe get to, you know, say hello to some Age fans from over there. But there is an area in Australia where there's all these little penguins, and I hope they don't attack me like the penguins are attacking here, but that is on our list of things to do. Orange says, by the way, in the lobby, I noticed Blue was highest elo apart from me. Gotta be careful of him. And it looks like Blue has just realized that there's penguins in the woodlines. Not the most observant fella, or maybe just didn't encounter as many. Let's actually look at the KD real quick. Look at the amount of deaths here. Dominius is leading in penguin deaths. It looks like Blue and Teal haven't been hit as hard, so maybe it's something about this area of the world. Yeah, I think it's Phillip Islands, Daniel. I think that's what it's called. It looks like it would be really cool. Purple, if my fishing ships bother you, let me know, and I'll pull out. Okay. That's very honorable of you, Afro-Arab. He doesn't want to rub Purple the wrong way or upset Purple. Very observant. You notice his fishing ships were expanding that far. I don't think Purple would have ever said anything, because Purple still hasn't noticed that there's a penguin here on the woodline. That's not so good. Okay. Continues to decimate the woodline. Over here, we've got another penguin on a woodline. Penguins, penguins, penguins. Did I tell the story about the penguins? Basically, I kind of talked about it earlier. So, there was a tournament, okay? And there was an icy terrain map, and they added penguins. And it was their intention for the penguins to not attack. It was just for looks, because it was an icy map. And then when a game updated, it like somehow turned the penguins into aggressive penguins. So it's a water map, and I'm going out to dock, and I'm losing my villagers while trying to dock in a tournament. And there's a song made about it. Anyways, Hardy could maybe like edit it or like link it. I guess I don't think we should play the full song, but we could make sure it's in the description. Yeah, MBL and I weren't very happy, and then ever since there's kind of been a little penguin meme. And there's just penguins everywhere! I guess the more villagers you get, the more penguins there's going to be, because you just got more eco out there chopping trees. And they are not happy about you chopping trees. So, okay. And Toasty's talking about the weather, and Dominius is talking about his sweaty balls, because it's apparently very hot there. So that's great content. Thank you for that. Got to make sure my PC doesn't overheat. Please tell me I'm not the only fool who lost like 10 vills to penguins. Well, we'll see if the others fess up. Great math, by the way. You lost 11. That's actually on the lower side compared to some of the other players here. I imagine it's only going to get worse. Imp is on the way for Blue. Blue's going to be an Imp first. Blue is a big powerhouse in this game. And then we have Purple and Orange on the way up. And again, those players are separated too. So as far as the teams are concerned, this is really good for balance. And I like how Gray's like, "Yep, happened to me. That's for sure." I don't know if towering the woodline makes sense, and I don't know if having armies here makes sense either, because I don't know if your units are going to auto-attack the penguins. How do you know a player is a true AoE veteran? They have more hotkeys memorized than phone numbers. I like how Yellow just drops jokes every now and then. I feel like that would have been a better joke 20 years ago, though. Because, like, I don't have that many phone numbers memorized. It took me 3 years to get my fiance's. Because she's in my phone. I have my mom, my dad. I do not even have my brother and sister's phone numbers memorized. Nope, just in my phone. I have my childhood phone number, some of my friends' childhood phone numbers memorized. I have my grandmother's old number, but she got a new number, so I'm not going to memorize that. I really don't have many phone numbers memorized. But yeah, I still, I mean, maybe other people aren't like me, and maybe other people do memorize phone numbers, so. Okay, Red says, "Killing penguins, not you. Stop, please." And Purple's king was in the middle. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Still don't know if penguins are going to attack kings. I assume they won't attack kings. Prove it. What's your phone number? Yeah, that would not be wise. I don't think that would be good. I prefer my communication with my audience being YouTube comments. Thank you very much. Can you imagine the text? "Yo, can you rig me into community games?" Yo, what build orders you like these days? Just, all right, here's my phone number. I'll say it one time. All right, one time. It is 555 5555. All right, just go ahead, send that a text, and it'll get them right to me, and then I'll just have to change my number, I guess. Okay, eco discrepancy's pretty crazy here, probably due to the penguins, but you've got Gray at 50, you've got Nanashi at 40, Red at 67, then you've got a bunch of players around 100. And it's hard to coordinate with your teammate when you're on the other side of the map from your teammate, and then, of course, you're always trying to deal with the elements. Come on, T90, we're not creepy. I know that usually people are not, but if 1% of people were mean or creepy or this or that anywhere, right? If you use that gauge, there's still, that 1% still a decent amount. You know? Also, I feel like anyone who says, "Come on, I'm not creepy," I feel like if you get to that point, I'm not sure what level you could be trusted anyways. It sounds like something a creepy person would say. I feel a little bad about the penguin situation because I didn't think it was going to be this bad. And Toasty says, "Blue, your score is terrifying." This guy, he is going to be taking prisoners and taking names pretty soon. And I think Teal's really going to be in a bad spot. Like, if anything, it would probably make sense for Blue to go over towards Orange because Orange is stronger. So kill the other threat early while you can, but Orange might also have more resistance. I do not know if the monument can be exploded by a king. So we had an instance before. Could happen again. And Blue says, I'm not as terrifying as the penguins. Agreed. The penguins are pretty brutal. Best way to handle the penguins is just understand that it's just kind of part of the map at this point. That is a lot of ships here. Holy. Red's enjoying it. Not the first time Red has made a comment about the ships. Red is a real ship kind of guy. Ships in Afro. Oh, there's ships in the middle. Ooh. Oh, because you can pass from the outside into the middle. Ah, I didn't realize that was open there. We have another map that isn't open there. So that's going to remind people that you could have demos out there. Oh. Sorry, Yellow. Your ship's past my towers. So Red continues to want to tell people, I'm not trying to do this. It's just kind of part of the game here. This is going to get real active here in a second. The monument is at 140 years. Rule number 1 of King of the Hill is do not have that monument first. Well, okay, so let me take that back. You can have it early on in the game. At this stage of the game, you do not want to look like you're competing for it unless you want a bunch of death on your doorstep. And I don't know about you guys, but I like death to be pretty far away from my doorstep. So, especially with this army. This army doesn't seem all that strong. And Blue's coming in here with Cav Archers. Is going to attack Teal, and Teal's still in Castle Age. And Teal shoots a Penguin. That's great. But these Cav Archers are almost fully upgraded here, and I think these Cav Archers will kill everything. And wow, Blue even sent resources to 346 raccoons. So passing resources along to the teammate because he wants the teammate to maybe contribute eventually in the middle. Yeah, you would think that Blue would know about demos, but I'm not seeing any signs of demos coming to the middle. I remember Turks do get heavy demo. T90, I honestly thought someone might figure out that a certain type of tree contains the penguins, and they could onage them and be totally safe. Ah. Well, it's a lot of work. But I guess you just told us maybe it's this type of tree then. Maybe it's the oak autumn tree. Ugh, autumn trees. Gross. And Orange says, K, I'm ready. What you, Red? This would be at 100 years, and the way King of the Hill works is if you lose control of the monument at less than 100 years, it goes back up to 100. I see heavy demos on the way for Dominius, and I'm pumped. Would also love to see docks here. Right? If you get docks here, then you're pretty close to the middle. Remember, kings can be killed. That is the way you can play this game. The army count's looking pretty solid right now for blue and yellow. We've got eagles from the Incas. We've got cav archers from the Turks and some cannons. This is the first time I've ever used my version of Capture Age for a King of the Hill 2v2v2v2. It shows yellow, but I imagine it doesn't have to show like a combination of yellow and blue. That would be confusing. A combination of yellow and blue would be green anyways, right? That would be, yeah, that'd be a bit much. Yeah, that countdown obviously includes blue in the situation, and it's going to reset. Ooh, another thing, too, is that there's a lot more vision on the monument with this. I asked Shulker to do that. Look how much vision there is on the monument for players who aren't there. All King of the Hill should have this as standard, by the way. It's not. I actually told the devs, or, you know, mentioned to the devs that they should make monuments in King of the Hill have this much vision. Because usually it's very little vision. You can't even see some of the armies standing on the rocks. And that just leads to people not realizing how dire it is for them to push the middle. Kill people between us, get trades, says Blue. Okay, that's a really interesting plan. I mean, you'd have to take out green as well. Okay, Red, once the fight starts, I'm sending Vils into his areas to build castles as well. And Red just says, okay. Again, I consider the game pretty close, but I think Purple and Teal are having the roughest time here. Because Teal could die soon. Teal probably will die soon. And then Purple isn't going to have much help. Purple has the middle right now. I guess you could transport your king away from here if you wanted to if you're Teal, but it's kind of hard to find space to relocate your economy. This is just blue being a bit of a bully here, but when you are the highest ranked player in the game, you kind of need to be aggressive. Would it make sense for purple to come over here and try and save teal? Maybe, but it's so hard to do that when you're on the other side of the map. I mean, there's upgrades missing. It probably would not work. And teal is now sending resources over to purple. Good team play. Very good team play. And we have a king in a transport ship here. Remember what I say. If it's exploding kings, make sure you kill the person's king before they take it to your base. Teal, you gotta move though here, buddy. You gotta get moving. Like this is a crucial time. It is still possible. Teal's probably thinking, first community game and who knows how long. I don't want to quit yet. I want to still fight. I don't want to kill myself. Big fight in the middle. No problem. Blue doesn't like me. I'm not long for this world, says Teal. Uh-oh. So the recognition is there. Countdown will reset. Purple's going to get cleared up. Not going good for the Toasty Nanashi team. But you don't want to wait too much time, because if Blue's focused on you, Blue's going to think, where on earth is that king? Countdown reset. Blue doesn't seem to know about that. Now, Toasty says, oh, sorry. I'm not sure why he's saying sorry. But I think he should just try and stay out of harm's way for a while and not create any headaches for anyone, and then maybe have a last-ditch effort later on. I don't know if Teal did accept his fate. Teal wants to soak up every second of community games here. I don't know if Teal wants to call it quits, because there's more transport ships. The Teal's trying to get away. We have 5 male villagers in there and then 5 female here. He's splitting them up. Interesting. Wow, these Cavalier are just wrecking Purple. Purple says I'm a bad teammate. And not really Purple. I just think the other, players were just better on that side. I don't think you really were obligated to save Teal there. Teal, who's basically dead, says, I'll let you off with a warning if you cease at once. I'll let you off with a warning. Well, that's funny. That could also be a really good title later. I'm guessing that Blue kind of forgot the situation with Exploding Kings, because there would be greater paranoia if he remembered, and he would have some Navy here. Red does it the countdown, by the way. I don't expect that to last. Red seems more focused on killing Purple than anything. And again, another instance where you're attacking a player and it's Exploding Kings. Seems very risky to do. Gray, I think I messed up. This is green. Speaking to teammate. I'm not sure why. Elephants are fully upgraded. Oh, there are Kamayooks here. Kamayooks can be really good against elephants. Here's Teal, sailing by with the king. Blue never responded. So it seems like he's going to try and take the king to Purple's base. Just sailing by. Come sail away. Come sail away. Blue did not cease the attack, but Teal had nothing to threaten with, so... And Red currently has the middle control, and now it has been reset by Blue, who's obviously the favorite. Because then you have Yellow, who's also doing really well, right? Purple's just... You don't have trade, you don't have an ally. The biggest effect you could probably have on this game is ruining someone else's day with a king explosion. Yellow says, let's get green out of here, so... We'll see if that actually happens here in a moment. Remember, green's teammate is Gray, who's on the other side, and is Goths. And I forgot about that. And Goths can be devastating in King of the Hill games. Like Huskarls and Halbs. Where's Teal's king? Okay, so there's Teal's king and then 5 villagers. So Teal wants to reboom. God, classic. A little disappointed by it, right? Because I think Blue kind of deserved to be exploded, but Maybe everyone's forgot it's Exploding Kings. There might not be much of a base left for purple by the time teal makes it there. I mean, this castle's being attacked right now. The king is in there. I'm sure we're going to see some army from Toasty, but it ain't pretty. Also, I don't know if red has ballistics or anything, but there's towers here. Also, the fish traps might even block the transport, so it's going to be a real traffic jam here. A real, like, water frogger situation here. The red's even ramming through this way. Oh! That's a trade cog! It's not a demo! No! Man, if only someone made a video about how docks are really confusing in Age of Empires 2. Oh, wait, I did do that. And that's not me saying Gray needs to watch it, but, I mean, you could always watch it. I still think the devs need to rework the docks. You could even make the trade cogs look a little different, but trade cogs are on the front freaking page, man. I suppose it is diplomacy, so there should be higher priority here. And okay, swallowing through the fish traps. Past the fish. You do not want the king to be on the front. That's precisely what we have here. However, it seems as though this just passing moment will work. Oh, okay, it wasn't Gray trying to make demos. That's funny. Well, anyways, guys, teal's going to arrive here, and there's not going to be much of a base left, and purple's already leaving himself. Purple's already leaving. 96 years on the monument. Green is going to struggle against the combination of cameos and halbs. That's really good against elephants. And now teal's like, crap. I thought there was a place for me here, but apparently not. Now, Toasty has played in more games. Toasty's been around maybe a little bit longer. So Toasty might understand the revenge opportunity here. They're not really talking to each other right now, I'm noticing. The Bengali elephants do resist bonus damage and still high HP unit. So I don't know if they trade cost effectively against halbs, right? Because you need gold for long-term elephants, but it really does seem like just having two players working together in the middle is going to be so nice. Other teams don't really have that. Now, here's a king for purple. Orange sees this, and it would be amazing for Orange to be able to damage Gray in some way, shape, or form by killing this king. He might have just patrolled here. Purple's going to make a run for it. Teal is now moving this way with the king. So Teal has gone full circle around this freaking pizza. Blue says having to repop woodlines all the time is a pain. True. I imagine you look back and you've lost your whole woodline to penguins. And uh-oh. That's going to be a dead king, and there will be no explosion there. So that's actually great for Gray. And Nanashi is finally killed off. Again, this is a King of the Hill game. Countdown will need to be reset. Feel bad for you there, Teal. And I feel bad for Purple as well, because Purple's going to die. Now, this could be... this whole situation could have been so much worse for Gray. If this is where we end up seeing the end for Purple, and I think it is, he's just going to lose houses. What's a Briton's favorite type of pasta, says Yellow? Long bow tie. Nice. And Gray is going to get hit. I'll show the explosion here. There's no explosion when a ship sinks with a king in it. And all right. Orange has been extremely active on killing players here. Oh, you can see the penguins died. Woo! That exposes the penguins. I hurt Gray a little bit more. Yeah, Orange has been extremely active with Navy, extremely active with Army. Has Navy on either side to keep himself protected. So he kind of knows what's up. 50 years remaining, and now that will be reset by Blue. And, oh, we got heavy demos! We got heavy demos! Oh, this is great teamwork. Does Gray see that? Oh, Gray sees them now. Gray regrets coming out here. Oh, come on, Afro. You can do it, man. You can do it. Oh, they're all back on land. But I think this is a wake-up call for everybody else that they need to consider demos themselves or just be careful when they're out here. Heavy demos can be devastating. Green is dying. So Gray ideally would help, but I think they're going to find that very difficult. And Blue has pointed out that there's heavy demos. And again, I just look at blue and yellow, and I really feel like, you know, with blue's gameplay and yellow's jokes, it's going to be really hard to beat them. And green actually said, gray, it's GG. Sorry, mate. He's like, I can't do anything. But you can! It's exploding kings. Send your king to somebody's base. We'll see if somebody does it. Orange has just cut through into gray, and I think gray might even die before green at this point. Now, yeah, this is dangerous because you are attacking a neighbor, right? So, like, if somehow gray could get over towards orange, that could obviously do quite a bit of damage. Not as much damage as his penguin is currently doing to the wood line, but still. If you just pay attention to that mini-map, you're just going to see random blinking in people's wood lines because of these penguins. Shulker's saying you can actually build on this. So could you dock there? Or just like, I don't know if you can use the shoreline of it, but I guess you could make barracks there. Not sure if you could fit a castle. Gray trying to run with the king. There's wide open space here from a previous explosion. Can't really transport towards orange. You could maybe try and head over towards red, though. Yellow seems to be enjoying this. Countdown is 67 years, and blue's going to reset that yet again. And king for gray was going to head this way. Orange might have spotted it. Yeah, there's a lot of vision there because of the trebuchets, and this king is probably going to be killed soon. Man, my friend who calls me a tryhard in 1v1s is going to love seeing this. That's great, Teal. I guess it all depends on the situation. Teal's buddy's probably always complaining about him. Oh, why do you gotta try so hard? Why you gotta try actually just a tournament, bro? Why you gotta... He's gonna be like, I'm not that big of a tryhard. Actually, you're just a massive noob because look what happened to me here. I mean, this is headed towards red, excuse me. There is a path, but I think it's still unlikely. Green still hasn't even left the town center. Wait, green resigned? Green resigned. Green gave up. And gray's going to die as well. So we now have two teams, guys. It is red and orange. And it is blue and yellow. And the countdown is now 78 years. Crazy. Again, this king could be killed at some point, but at this point, you probably won't focus too much on it. And both the captains on their respective teams say rush middle. There's the explosion. Say goodbye to all those buildings. Red still has his main base. I want to see some freaking demos. Where are those demos coming from? We need demos in the middle from everybody. Oh, demos would be so good here. I think red, if he just went demos and then allowed orange to go for the land army, would be really strong. Thanks for the game, T90. I was gray. I'm very out of practice. Now, it's all good. This is a more brutal game mode than your typical game, and it showed a little bit, right? It snowballs on you pretty hard. It's kind of hard to move around on this map, too. It's very sectional. Again, there is still a king here for green. Yeah, that could still explode. I would have liked to have seen him at least, like, use that in some way, but he probably felt like he had no chance at this point. Army comp-wise, it is way better for Turks and Incas. Unless we have demos. And the demos can, you know, really change things. So there we go. Heavy demo. Bam. Go in after it. Boom. Imagine another one following that up. 50 years remaining. Yeah, I'm not seeing enough. Like, the Cavalier for Sicilians are cool because they have extra armor. But you're still up against Cav Archers who do have great damage output. And then Kameyuks, which is the same. And for red, the demos are producing from the backside, which is going to take a long time on those reinforcements. And look at blue stack those docks now. He's getting ready for with more production buildings towards this area. Yellow's got lots of production buildings here. Is actually defending from red. It's always good to see Kameyuks in the choke point. They can really utilize the one range. And feels like it's now or never for them to reset this countdown. Can they actually do it? Will the extra armor be enough here? There's a couple sergeants in the middle are coming in too. They're not elite. Sergeants do have high pierce armor. But these are 100 HP cav archers for the Turks. And now there's support from yellow coming in too. Red needs to save the day with a couple demos, and then orange needs to have more. But I think they're running low on gold. Because orange was saying we need to trade somehow. And yet the stockpile shows that no one really has any gold income. All demos! Go, 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 go. But he's safe on land, kind of, sort of. Yellow's not. Boom! 25 years, guys. You cannot take out these cav archers. I guess, as well, because of explosions, it's kind of tricky. We do actually have some trade. But blue feels like he's done it. Congratulates yellow, who tossed a few jokes in the chat here or there throughout this game. And, you know, I can't help but think back to blue picking on teal and teal looping around with that king in an Exploding Kings game. He wanted to survive because he wanted to brag to his friend about, you know, how he used his try-heartedness in a community game. And he wanted that epic comeback story, right? But honestly, if he just goes here, blue's out of the game. Blue would not be able to survive that. Blue, in many ways, possibly deserved it because of his brutality. But nah, blue played really well. Yellow did. And interesting blast from the past with this map. Look at orange with the desperation with the trebs. He's like, I'll use anything. Go. Oh, that's actually a fair point, guys. Red or orange could have maybe reset the middle with a king in the middle. But again, no one wants to do that. And then your team's going to lose anyways because you don't have your team together. GG. Well played. A little over an hour there. Cool blast from the past with this map. You know what I thought about, though? There's another map called King of Kings, which we have done more recently. And I think what King of Kings solved is it solved the gold problem by having the little islands in the corner that had stone and gold. Those islands also allowed dock locations, so you could use that location to trade efficiently. This map has a flaw, and it is that players run out of gold very early. At least that's what this game showed me. Because, again, even the winning players who weren't really getting disrupted much have 0 on gold right now. So I would say that what I like about this one is that the water on the outside can pass through the middle. And then obviously you have the penguins, which gives us some fun early stuff to talk about. Obviously it's not fun for the players. But I would like to see maybe a couple islands in those corners so you could have golden stone there, another area to fight over, and then you can use those islands to build docks for trade. Also would have helped if we had team positions on, which we're going to blame on Dominius, as he was the host here. And I think having team positions would have meant that the players were next to each other, and then it's a little less brutal with some of these attacks, because you start to be attacked on your flank, and your teammate could possibly help you. Still a pretty good game. A map we might revisit in the future. Thanks again for making a chalker. KD, not so pretty for teal. I feel bad for bringing it up. Should have just skipped right past it. I'm a jerk. KD, very good for orange, but again, just didn't have the mass. Wasn't able to keep the mass alive in the fights that mattered in the middle. Economically, we actually had more gold collected there for Dominius. I wonder if more navy would have made sense there. I don't know if Sicilians get heavy demo, but even just galleons. Like, if you think you're Sicilians and you don't have good range units, and galleon's a superior range unit to a cav archer, at least if you're talking in the middle there. Oh, you had team positions and team together and it didn't work? Okay, gotcha. Maybe it's a map thing then. It's all good. Like, we do 5 different games with players not being next to each other here, and we probably get 5 different results because it's just how it goes. But I thought the teams were overall pretty balanced. It was just the timings and some attacks that were awkward.